All right, first, let's take a look at the 1970 Baltimore Orioles. The highest rated player on the team is Boog Powell, 93 overall. Jim Palmer's a 91. Frank Robinson is a 91 as well. Now, you got to understand, once you're actually in the franchise, some of these ratings got a little bit altered, but I did all of these ratings based off of just a formula that I built that was supposed to or designed to cover various eras of baseball. So obviously the game has changed multiple times, so you do the best you can with that. But this is the 1970 Baltimore Orioles representing the Orioles franchise. Next, you got the 2018 Red Sox. There are a lot of good Red Sox teams, but I went with this one, their regular season record, the way they just smashed through the postseason. Went with this Mookie Betts, Chris Sale, JD Martinez led team. Next up, we got the 1998 Yankees. Obviously, there's so many great Yankees teams. I went back and forth between including the 1927 Yankees and this team, but it was the pitching really that was kind of the deciding factor. Yeah, they got this Derek Jeter, which is an outstanding creative player, Derek Jeter. They got this Bernie Williams, but David Cone, El Duque, Mariano Rivera, this pitching staff was just so good. I had to go with this Yankees team, and they destroyed the regular season, so I went with them. Next up, we got the Tampa Bay Rays. They only had one World Series team ever, so you had to pick this team. If you go through like history and look at some of the best World Series teams, this one is probably, I would say, one of the, they didn't win, but just teams that made the World Series. This 2008 Tampa Bay Rays team is probably one of the least impressive that you'll see just on paper, but they were scrappy. James Shields, Evan Longoria, Grant Balfour was just nasty out of the bullpen, so we had to go with them. They're probably like set up to be like the doormats of this ultimate World Series simulation. We got the 1992 Toronto Blue Jays, one of my favorite non-Chicago teams. Roberto Alamon's a 99 overall. Juan Guzman, these are all creative players. They're very good. I didn't do them all. I did put this roster up in the event that you're looking for it. The download instructions are in the description of the video. Dwayne Ward, we got Dave Winfield in here. It's pretty good. Dave Winfield look a little bit like Cito Gaston, but we're gonna roll with it anyway. But I love this team, 92 Toronto Blue Jays. We also have the 2006 Chicago White Sox with Mark Burley. 2005 Chicago White Sox. Mark Burley was the ace. Bobby Jenks, Neil Koch, Tadahito Oguchi, Paul Konerko. Frank Thomas was on this team, but he was definitely older and really was only bashing left-handed hitting at this point, and he stayed hurt a lot through this season, so he didn't play a major role on this team, but he's still there. We also got, now we had to go back in the years for this one. This is the 1948 Cleveland Indians. They won the World Series, so you might be thinking about the 2016 Indians and then the Indians in the 90s with Carlos Baerga and Kenny Lofton, but they didn't win the World Series. This team did. Lou Boudreau was player manager. He was a great player, 94 overall. Joe Gordon, you got Ken Keltner, Bob Feller. They don't have a lot of power. They do hit for high average. Look at this, Satchel Paige, y'all. Satchel Paige is in here. Hey, that's it. A lot of people don't know this about Larry Doby. Jackie Robinson was the first African-American player in the major leagues, but he broke in with the National League team, the Brooklyn Dodgers. Larry Doby was the first African-American for an American League team, so that's pretty significant. He was a heck of a player too. So next up, we got the 1984 Detroit Tigers. Could have went back some years and got a Tigers team, but this team was real good. Alan Trammell was a beast. He's a Hall of Famer now. Willie Hernandez, Kirk Gibson, Jack Morris is on several teams on this roster, so get used to seeing him, but good team overall. We got the 2015 Kansas City Royals. Now, they did win I almost said the Super Bowl. They did win the World Series with that Brett Saberhagen, George Brett team. I believe it was 1985, but this team was a little bit better, even though they just kind of got into the postseason. I think they were like 96 and 66 or something like that. But Wade Davis had one of the most dominant seasons for a closer reliever that you'll find. If you look at the numbers for Wade Davis that year, he was lights out. Lorenzo Cain, this bullpen overall was just crazy good. Next up, we got the 1991 Minnesota Twins. That's a really good Kirby Puckett creative player. Kevin Tapani, Jack Morris again. I told you he's everywhere. Just get used to Jack. He's all over the place. But those Twins teams were really fun to watch in the 80s and the 90s. Kirby Puckett was one of the best players, one of the fun players to watch play as well. Rest in peace to him. All right, next we got the 2002 Los Angeles Angels. Garrett Anderson was their most consistent and best hitter. David Eckstein was really good, just kind of a scrappy guy, good in defense, could run, hit for a decent average as well. Not in a lot of power, but could take you out if he was against left-handed pitching. Troy Percival had a really strong year that year. You got Kevin Apier, Tim Salmon, Darren Erstad. Troy Glaus was kind of like an all-or-nothing guy, but he definitely a power threat. So we got them in there for the Athletics. Now, I actually would have liked to have chosen the Bass Brothers. You know, the 89 A's. I love that team. But when you look at how dominant the 1929 Philadelphia Athletics were, I could not put them in. Double X, the Beast, Jimmy Fox, Al Simmons, Mickey Cochran, Lefty Grove. We got Hall of Famers everywhere, and not just Hall of Famers. Jimmy Fox is one of the greatest hitters in baseball history. Just a monster, and this was one of his most monstrous years. Had to kind of put them in there, and that's one thing to realize. All of these ratings, these are not like lifetime achievement ratings. These ratings come exactly from the stats from this particular year. Next, we got the Seattle Mariners. I love this team. Wish they had won the World Series. Wish they had gotten that deep. 2001 Mariners. Only thing I wish is that it had Ken Griffey Jr. on the team, but he had already moved on by that time. But Brett Boone, Ichiro Suzuki, Joel Pinheiro, Arthur Lee Rose was just filthy. I'm talking about parental advisory sticker nasty this season. He was just nasty. The bullpen was great with Arthur Lee Rose, Kazuhiro Sasaki, Norm Charlton, all those guys coming out the bullpen. This was a really good team. They didn't win it all, but it was, to me, the best Mariners team of all time. The Texas Rangers, 2011 Rangers. Now, you might be looking at this Mike Napoli rating, and you're like, are you serious? I just want you to look at Mike Napoli's slash line for 2011. He was destroying the ball that year. He was their best hitter overall, if you look at everything. Adrian Beltre, C.J. Wilson. You also might be wondering about Darren Oliver. I'm telling you, look up Darren Oliver's numbers that year, and you'll see what I mean. But this was a really good team, especially as far as hitting. Pitching was just okay, but you know, it was a very good hitting team, especially the bullpen. The bullpen was a little kind of shake, but the starters were okay. But the hitters, the lineup was nasty. Next, all right, y'all can boo if you want to now. Get your garbage can lids out, start clanking them together. The 2017 Astros, it had to be done. It had to be done. I have to represent every team, and you had to be this Astros team. Jose Altuve, Ken Giles, Dallas Keuchel. You guys know this team. You probably hate them unless you're in Houston. It is what it is. They had to be represented. Next up, the 1995 Atlanta Braves, maybe the best 1-2-3 punch in a starting rotation in baseball history. Greg Maddux, John Smoltz, Tom Glavine. The closer was Mark Wohlers. This team had Chipper Jones, even though he hadn't quite hit his prime yet, but he was still good. Marquise Grissom. We had David Justice, Fred McGriff. Good team. Really, really good team. The only World Series this group won, even though they won 29 million division titles in a row. Next up, we have the only not the only Marlins team, but they were the Florida Marlins at this time. Kevin Brown had a crazy good year. Levon Hernandez kind of came out of nowhere as a 22-year-old, had a fantastic year. Charles Johnson was one of the best catchers in the league and could argue he was the best. Moises Alou, Alex Fernandez, Gary Sheffield. Fun team. Next, the reigning champions, or at least for right now, depends on when you watch this, the 2019 Washington Nationals. Max Scherzer, Anthony Rendon, Steven Strasburg, Juan Soto. Just great team. Just a great team. I won't say a great team. The best Nationals team. You might be wondering why the Expos aren't there. Well, they didn't win a World Series. The Nationals won a World Series. Here we go. Now, these ratings have changed a little bit, so don't think that Sid Fernandez, we're into the simulation a little bit. I just went back to look at the ratings for you. So while you're in the franchise, you know some of these ratings will go up and down. Sid Fernandez is not the number one pitcher. Dwight Gooden is their number one guy, but Dwight Gooden might have a tough start in his first start, so I'll give you a little preview there. But Dwight Gooden, the pitching staff for the 1986 Mets was phenomenal. Dwight Gooden, Sid Fernandez, Bob Ojeda, Ron Darling. I mean, they were just lights out. And then the bullpen wasn't bad either with Jesse Orosco and Roger McDowell. He had some other guys down there as well that were dependable. The best Mets team ever. The 2008 Philadelphia Phillies with Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley, Shane Victorino. Ryan Howard was an all-or-nothing guy for the most part. He I think he hit 58 home runs or something ridiculous, over 50 home runs that year. But he struck out a lot. And he couldn't run, obviously. And, you know, when you do ratings for the MLB The Show, they take everything into consideration, which I really like. But you can be an 80 and still be a monster at the plate. If you can take a look at Ryan Howard here. Against lefties, not great in terms of his batting average, which is why his contact level is so low. Big strikeout guys, why he's got 32 vision. But you see that power is 99 against righties, 83 against lefties, and decent enough contact against righties. So he's going to kill right-handed pitching. But this is the 08 Phillies. Next up, my team, the 2016 Cubs. And no, Kyle Hendricks is not the number one guy, like I said. But we got John Lester. We got Jake Arrieta, Aroldis Chapman, Chris Bryant. The list goes on and on. Now, this was not Javi. This was not MVP candidate Javi. He wasn't quite that guy yet. So he was still a good player, so this is why you see him here, but he wasn't quite that guy yet. But the 2016 Cubs had to be the choice. Next, we got the team that I think might be the best in the whole thing. The 1975 Cincinnati Reds, Joe Morgan, Johnny Bench, George Foster, Don Gullett, Dave Concepcion. Look at this Pete Rose. Look at this Pete Rose creative player. Come on. You know you want this roster. I know you want it. I know you want it. It's okay. You can get it. But this, I think, might be my pick to win it all. If I'm picking right now, before this simulation goes through, I'm looking at the Reds and the Yankees. That's my prediction. We'll see what happens. Next, we got the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers with Robin Yount, Raleigh Fingers, Cecil Cooper, Paul Molitor. I really like this team, and I'm going to be honest why. Because when I was a kid, I loved those pastel blue uniforms. I don't know. This is just like a memory that I have. So I always hated Raleigh Fingers' mustache. It was kind of scared me as a kid. But either way, this is a good team. Definitely went to the World Series, lost to the Cardinals in the 82 World Series, but was a strong team. Robin Yount was just a beast. I didn't even realize how good Robin Yount was until like later, but he was a fantastic player. Next up, the 1971 Pittsburgh Pirates, the We Are Family team. Doc Ellis, Roberto Clemente, Bob Johnson, Manny Sanguian, Steve Glass, Dave Cash, Willie Stargell. This is a horrible Willie Stargell run. This is in the game, so I didn't want to just overtake them, but I have no idea who that brother is. That brother looked like Josh Gibson or something. It don't look like Willie Stargell. I don't know what they did, but that's not who that is. But we gonna make believe that's Willie. Next up, the St. Louis Cardinals. This is the 1967 Cardinals. This pitching staff is pretty nasty too. Bob Gibson, Steve Carlton, Dick Hughes. That's pretty nasty. Ray Washburn. Then they got Lou Brock, rest in peace. Kurt Flood, Orlando Cepeda. Really strong team. Now, they do have some straight automatic outs toward the bottom of this lineup, but they got enough firepower, especially with the pitching that they have. The 2001 Arizona Diamondbacks. I love this Randy Johnson creative player. It's great. Luis Gonzalez had one of the greatest seasons any hitter could have this year. He just caught lightning in a bottle and just destroyed everything. Kurt Schilling, Reggie Sanders, Yang Hyun Kim, Albie Lopez, one of my favorite Cubs, Mark Grace, Matt Williams. I like this team. I definitely do. I don't think they have the pitching beyond Randy Johnson. So I think beyond Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling, when anybody else starts, they are probably going to lose in this simulation, but we will see what happens. Next, we got the 2007 Colorado Rockies. They can hit. The pitching is not great. The starter, their ace, is Jeff Francis. Yeah, that may not work out in the Ultimate World Series simulation, but they can crack. Matt Holliday, Troy Tulowitzki, Kaz Matsui, Garrett Atkins, Todd Helton. He wasn't even full out. This wasn't like his best year, but this team can crack. So we'll see they should have some fun games. Now, this team does not hit well. This is the LA Dodgers. 1965, great pitching staff, Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale, Claude Osteen, but trying to find somebody with some power on this team is hard. There's a lot of good Dodgers teams, but when you look at the way this Dodgers team dominated in the regular season and then in the World Series, I ended up picking them as the representative for the Dodgers. The Padres, there's a lot of Kevin Brown here. This is the 1998 Padres. An older Tony Gwynn, but still an effective one. Greg Vaughn, Ken Caminiti, rest in peace. You got Andy Ashby, Quilvio Veras. Pitching is not their strong suit either after Kevin Brown or beyond the closer Trevor Hoffman, but we'll see what they can get done. They made it to World Series, got obliterated in 98 by the Yankees. But I think just about anybody would have got obliterated by that Yankees team. That's why they might be my picks to win it all. Yankees and the Reds. That's what I'm saying. So we'll see. And last but not least is the New York Giants. It's not the San Francisco Giants. The team was not in San Francisco yet in 1954. Maybe the greatest player that ever lived, Willie Mays, Johnny Antonelli, Ruben Gomez, Dusty Rhodes. Who won about hard times? Fucking like a monkey. Every time I see that name, I got to do a Dusty Rhodes. He kind of looked like Dusty Rhodes a little bit. Not really. I just want him to look like Dusty Rhodes. But this is a real person. So if you have never heard of Dusty Rhodes, Google it up. He is a real dude and is not the wrestler. His name is actually, I don't know, his name is probably Robert or something. But on the card, it says Dusty Rhodes. And look up his ratings because he could hit. He could hit. Monty Irvin's on this team. They don't have a lot of hitting. They got hitting in spots, right? It's a pretty balanced team, just not one that really, really blows my mind, strikes it like, oh my God, they're going to win this simulation. But I could be wrong. And we're going to find out right now. All right, so we are looking, and the Yankees are not doing what we thought they would do. They got a little bit hot there, 18-14 at the end of April. Let's take a look at the standings. Oh my God. Y'all heard what I said about the Rays. You heard what I said about the Rays, and somehow they came up with a 22-11 start in April. The Yankees are only in second place at 18-14. That is different. I don't know what we got to look at the stats to see what got into these Rays at 22-11. The Twins are 16-15. That 1948 Indians team is having a tough go of it, 12-21. It ain't working out. In the American, look at the Angels, 21-9, 8-2 in their last 10, 10-3 at home. The Yankees are leading the wild card. You don't want to let that Yankees team in. I'm telling you. The Phillies are 20-11. The Cubs are 18-14. That Pirates team is tough. The Diamondbacks are 19-12. I said bad stuff about them. Everybody I said bad stuff about is getting it done. The Giants are 18-13. I didn't say I believed in them either. Where are the Reds? I said the Reds are 13-17. Okay, I have no idea what I'm talking about. It's clear. All right, let's go back. This is crazy. All right, we're gonna go from a different team. We gotta look at I'm gonna go from the Rays standpoint since they are raising all kinds of hell. Let's look at them through May. Tampa Bay. Now they were 22-11. They are 32-29, which means that they went 11-18 in May. That's not a good May. And now order is being restored. The Yankees are 34-26 and in first place. That's what. Okay, now this is now we are right now. Now we where we should be. The Twins are 33-27. They are kind of making a little bit of distance there in the American League Central. In the American League West, the Angels are still winning, but only by a game and a half over that 1929 A's team. I got to look at these statistics, too. Let me look at that next. The A's are in the wild card. Let's see, the National League East, the Phillies up. They have 14 games over 500, only a 2-game lead. The Brewers have caught the Cubs, 32-27. The Cubs have a losing record. National League Central is terrible. The Reds, okay, I was dead wrong about the Reds. Diamondbacks still holding on. They got a 1-game lead. We got to look at these stats to see who is leading what and how. All right. In the American League, Larry Doby is leading the league in hitting, 389. In the National League, Willie Mays. All right, let's look at this. Willie Mays is hitting 356 with 18 home runs and 72 RBIs in 2 months. In 2 months. He has 72 RBI in 2 months. What is going on? How does he have 72 RBI in 2 months? He's driven in every run that has ever been driven in for the job. 72. That's got to be a record for the first 2 months of the season. That's like a record on Mars. That is crazy. Hits, I bet he is leading the league in hits. 77 hits. Oh, Dale Mitchell has 81 for the Indians. Too bad your team sucks, but it's okay. At bats when we don't care. Eric McNair has 24 doubles for the 1929 Philadelphia Athletics. Google him up. Don Mueller has 22 doubles. Triples. Juan Soto has 7 triples. Okay. All right. Ichiro has 8 triples. He's hitting only 285. It's interesting. Home runs. Paul Konerko has 20 home runs in 2 months. 271, 20. I'm trying to figure out how in the world does Willie Mays have 72 RBIs in 2 months. I just don't understand. He must have hit 27 grand slams or something. I don't know. That would be more than that, but still, he's hit a lot of them. Willie Mays has 18 home, 70. Look at this, 70. I don't understand. I don't understand what's happening. He has a 444 on base. If he's not going to win the MVP, I don't think anybody will. But Garrett Anderson has 56 RBI. This is insane. Runs scored, Kirby Puckett has 41. Whoever leads the league in runs scored has to play for the Giants because Willie Mays has driven in 72. It's Willie Mays himself. Of course it's Willie Mays. 53 runs scored, and Don Mueller has 48 behind. Man, the Giants, man. Stolen bases, Mario Wills has 31 stolen bases. I'm liking the stats. They are very, except for, I don't know about the 72 RBIs. If it wasn't Willie Mays, I'd really have a problem. But, yeah. Scott Pasetnik has 18 steals. He's only hitting 236. He needs to steal first base because that's not acceptable. But it is what it is. Base on balls, Chuck Knobloch. Well, Chuck Knobloch's on here twice. So he is the Minnesota Twins. Chuck Knobloch has 38 walks. Willie Starr, I'm going to be honest with you. Willie Mays should lead the league in walks because I would throw the ball out of the back of the stadium before I threw it to him right now. But Willie Stargell has 40 walks. On base percentage, Juan Soto. He is trying to give Willie a, he's not really. I was going to say he's trying to give Willie a push for the MVP. He's really not. Willie Mays is in somewhere else, and everybody else is on Earth. Larry Doby at a 447 on base percentage. Slugging percentage, Larry Doby. Willie Mays, of course, is leading the league in slugging at 699, 1.143. Come on, man. Larry Doby's having a heck of a year. Wins, Randy Johnson is 8-2 with a 2.42 ERA. He's striking out 10.3 men per 9 innings, 98 strikeouts in 85 innings. Jamie Moyer is 7-1 for the Phillies. Johnny Antonelli is 7-1. He shouldn't lose a game. Willie Mays has 72 RBIs. I'm gonna keep saying it because it's interesting. Ramon Ortiz has 8 wins. That is shocking, sort of. Charlie Morton has 8 wins as well. Rube Wahlberg has 8 wins, and so does Chris Sale. Losses, Dan Petrie only has 1 loss, and Pat Corbin and Jim Hearn have none. Saves, Rob Nen has 21 saves. His ERA is only 4.32, which is really pretty realistic because that's about what it was this particular year. He didn't have a dominant ERA at all. Troy Percival has 20 saves and only a 1.09 ERA. ERA leaders, David Cone, the Yankees' David Cone has 1.47. He's been nasty. And Jamie Moyer's at 1.69. Homers allowed, Don Little, Anibal Sanchez, and Jason Hamill have only 3 home runs allowed. Juan Berenguer and Howard Emke have 3 for the American League. Shutouts, Tapani. It's a lot of shutouts. Tapani, Cone, Wales, Burley, Sale, Emke, Wahlberg, Garcia, Harrison, and Kobe Lewis all have 2 shutouts in the American League. In the National League, Johnny Antonelli has shut people out 4 times. Jeez. He must have got bombed in the other starts because he got a 2.17 ERA. Cole Hamels has 3. Larry Jaster has 3 as well. Strikeouts, Sandy Koufax is leading the National League in strikeouts, 106. Striking out 11.8 men per 9 innings. Cole Hamels looking good, 104. Let's see, Chris Sale has 102 strikeouts. Okay, complete games. Rube Wahlberg is just a horse out there. He's a horse. He's a horse. Oh, no, Johnny Antonelli's a horse. Johnny Antonelli is, get on it, saddle him up. He's a horse. He is a horse. Look at his whip. It's 0.97. Gee whiz. Innings pitched, Johnny Antonelli, of course. 91 innings. Chris Sale's at 93, though. See, yeah, Johnny Antonelli got lit up in a game. He had to. He had to get lit up in a game because he got 5 complete games and he's not leading the league in innings pitched. Walks allowed. Kevin Brown's only walked 7 men in 80 innings. That's pretty good, I've heard. Mark Burley has only walked 6. That's also good. But Kevin Tapney has the lowest whip, 0.87. And Sandy Koufax is at 0.91. The pitching wins above replacement. Cole Hamels for the National League. David Cone for the American League. The batting wins above replacement, which often leads to the MVP. Larry Doby is edging out Roberto Alomar, who's having a fine year himself, and Mookie Betts, who's also killing it. Well, not like they are, but he's doing it. And then, of course, Willie Mays. He got 5 on it. 5 batting wins above replacement. I don't think anybody's going to catch him for the MVP. Oh, this was a bad month for the Giants. They kind of got some stuff together, but 44 and 41. I got to see if they are still in first place. That was a tough month for the Giants. No, they fell out. I mean, well, they weren't in first place. They were trying to catch the Diamondbacks, and they did not have a great month. 5-5 in the last 10. Diamondbacks have a 3.5 game lead now. The Giants are actually a half game out of the wild card. They need to get their life together there. The Yankees are still holding it down. The Rays haven't fallen completely out. They're only a game and a half out. And the Yankees still seem like they are kind of, not dominant yet, which is what I thought they'd be. The Twins, 47 and 39, 3.5 game lead over the Tigers. The Angels looking like they're going wire to wire. 9.5 game lead. I think they might have the biggest lead of anybody. And then the A's and the Rays are here in the wild card. The Rangers are trying to get in. Red Sox on the outside still got a chance. The Nationals have a 4.5 game lead over the Phillies. And the Cubs are tied for first with the Brewers. This is not a good division. And the Cubs only hitting 236 as a team. That ain't gonna get it done. I don't know if you knew that, but it ain't gonna get it done. Diamondbacks with that. They're 10 games over 500. Now let's just take a quick look. We're not gonna look too deep at the league leaders. We want to see if Willie Mays is still insane. He is. He only drove in 13 runs though. He hit a little bit of a slump from an RBI standpoint. He was more human in June. He has 85 RBIs though through June. Do you realize that if he stopped right now, he'd have a 344, 23 home runs, 85 RBIs, 66 runs scored, 8 steals. That's a very good season. Yeah, you did some things. But he's only tied for him and his teammate, Don Mueller, are tied for the league lead in hitting right now in the National League. Josh Reddick has jumped up to hitting 355. He passed Larry Doby. Hits, Dale Mitchell is still there, and Don Mueller. Let's see, doubles. Don Mueller still there leading in doubles. Eric McNair still there. A lot of this hasn't changed. Ichiro Suzuki, Juan Soto. Home runs, Juan Soto with 20. Juan Soto was trying to. Wait a minute. Why does Tony Gwynn have 23 home runs? Tony Gwynn has found a power stroke this season. Him and Willie Mays have the same amount of home runs. Okay. It happens, I guess. Paul Konerko still holding it down there. Garrett Anderson with 74. Ribbies, Willie Mays with the 85. Still leading in runs scored. Mookie Betts there with 61 runs scored. Pasetnik with 25 steals. Mario Wills with 37. Todd Helton leading in walks. And Mookie Betts is leading in walks in the American League. Mookie Betts leading in on-base percentage in the American League. Don Mueller is having a year. And he's not, I'm telling y'all, you see, he can't even hit against right-handers. But he is having a year. And this cannot be all. I mean, he can't even hit against. He has no power. He can hit against right and left. He just doesn't have power. But he is having a year. Slugging percentage, Mookie. Look at Willie there with the slugging percentage. OPS, Willie still should be the guy. But Mookie Betts is trying to creep up on him a little bit. Rube Wahlberg has 11 wins. He is 11-4. Jim Palmer's 10-5. See in the National League, Randy Johnson's 13-2. He's doing work. He is doing work. He's trying to run away with the Ultimate World Series Cy Young. A couple people only got one loss. Saves, Rob Nin with 29. ERA is going down too. Troy Percival with 27 saves. He's not woke yet. Can you wake up, Troy? Hello. There we go. All right. ERA, David Cone, still there. Randy Johnson, 1.89 ERA. Johnny Antonelli's ERA actually dipped. He's having a year too. He is. Home runs allowed, Anibal Sanchez, Johnny Antonelli, and Steve Carlton both only giving up 6. Gene Bearden only giving up 5, but the Indians suck. I'm sorry. Shutouts, Kobe Lewis, Kevin Tapani, Garcia, and Harrison with 3. Look at this. Hamels, Antonelli, Randy Johnson, and Larry Jaster all have 4 shutouts. This, in the Ultimate World Series, you're going to get some guys that's going to come out here, and they are going to have some nasty stuff some days, and you just ain't going to get nothing. And I think that's what you're seeing. Randy Johnson, 153 strikeouts. Chris Sale with 140. Randy Johnson's going to probably win the strikeout thing here. I can't even tell if Randy Johnson's woke or if something's wrong with him. There he goes. All right. Complete games, Johnny Antonelli with 6. Kobe Lewis has 5. Kobe Lewis having a really good year, too. Innings pitch, Chris Sale and Randy Johnson has passed Johnny Antonelli. Kevin Brown with only 11 walks. Mark Burley with 10. Chris Sale on the whip. And Kobe Lewis. Johnny Antonelli is there. Pitching wins above replacement. Randy Johnson looks like he's going to win the Cy Young, like I said. Chris Sale is there for the American League. Mookie Betts has passed up Larry Doby. Larry Doby fell off a bit. Still having a great year, but Mookie Betts and Roberto Alomar have surpassed him right now. Mookie Betts looks like he's moving fast towards that. Of course, Willie Mays with a 6.7 wins above replacement. It's just different. I think it's the Angels. We got to follow the Angels because the Angels are right now the best team in the Ultimate World Series. And who would have ever thought that would be the case? We're going to follow the Angels through July. We're not going to look at the All-Star game. So we're going to power right on through that. It should be against the rules for the Angels to dominate the way they are. 77-34 in this simulation. They are about to clinch, is what it looks like, in July. That's probably not possible, but it feels like it. 77-64 for them, leading it all. 16.5 game lead over the A's. And the A's are 10 games over 500. So there's that. And they are leading in the wild card along with the Rangers. The Nationals are chugging along, but the Marlins will not give up. Only 2 games out. The Mets are very big disappointment, 47-62. I have no idea what happened, but they are faltering. The Cubs are faltering as well. They are falling a half game behind the Brewers. At least both of them have a winning record now. The Diamondbacks have a 3-game lead over the Giants. The Marlins and the Giants are leading for the wild card. Phillies, Braves, and Cubs are outside looking in. The Yankees have a 3.5 game lead. Look at the Rays. The Rays have just fallen back to earth. They had a killer start, but they have just fallen back to earth. And the Yankees are 58-51. Looks like they're going to, I don't know. Red Sox are trying. Mookie Betts is doing his best. We'll see what happens. The Twins are 11 games over 500, 5-game lead. We're going to see what happens. Now, let's take a quick peek at these leaders. Jose Altuve, a new guy, is leading the American League in hitting every month. So it's Jose Altuve right now at 354, and he's not even using garbage cans. He's not, I promise. What has happened to Willie Mays? Willie Mays went through a horrible slump in July. He was hitting like 344, and now he's down to 328, but his RBI is up over 111. I don't know what happened. His 31 home runs, 111 RBI, 10 steals, but his teammate has passed him up and is hitting 331. Teammate is leading the league in hits. Don Mueller, Jose Altuve's got 147 hits, y'all. Doubles, Eric Menares, he's gonna hold this down. He's got 38 doubles. Orlando Cepeda has 39 doubles. He passed up Don Mueller. Triples, Paul Molitor has caught up with Juan Soto. Same can be said for the Flying Hawaiian Shane Victorino. And Ichiro is holding down this triple lead with 11. Mookie Betts has caught Paul Konerko for the home run lead with 31. Willie Mays has 31 as well. Willie just started having a regular year, didn't he? I thought he was going to break every record known to man. Still have 111 RBI, which is he still might be able to do it. But Garrett Anderson has 88 RBI. Runs scored, Willie Mays leading the league there. Jose Altuve is coming through, y'all. I'm just saying. Mario Wills has 48 steals. Scott Pasenic and Chuck Knobloch have 33. Chuck Knobloch also has 78 walks. Helton has 78 walks. Don Mueller. Do we need to talk about Don Mueller as the MVP candidate here? Is that what we need to do? Mookie Betts is here with 446 on base percentage. He also leads the American League in slugging by a lot. Willie Mays has a nice lead over Orlando Cepeda as well on slugging. He has a decent lead over Cepeda in slugging and on base plus slugging. And Mookie Betts has a decent lead over Jose Altuve in OPS. Kevin Appier is now look at the Angels pitching. Kevin Appier is 14-4 with a 2.60 ERA. Ramon Ortiz is 13-2 with a 2.67 ERA. Aaron Seeley is 12-6 with a 3.98 ERA. So you want to know why they're there, because you're not seeing them anywhere in the hitting categories. It's the pitching. The pitching is what is doing it for them. Randy Johnson has 14 wins. Kurt Schilling has 12. Albie Lopez has 10, so they're getting good pitching too. So are the Brewers with Mike Caldwell, Don Sutton, and Pete Vukovich. And let's see, saves, Rob Nen with 38. And we got Troy Percival with 38. The Angels are having a good year, man. They are having a great year. ERA, Kobe Lewis and Jake Arrieta, all of a sudden, he's not getting a lot of run support because he's got a 1.97 ERA. He's only 7-7. Something's happening here. Something's not going right. I don't know what it is, but the Cubs are letting them down because they can't hit. You saw they were only hitting like 230 as a team. Mike Caldwell's only giving up 7 home runs. Juan Berenguer and James Shields only 9. Jimmy Key and Kobe Lewis both have 4 shutouts. Cole Hamels leading the league with 5. Strikeouts, Sandy Koufax, 188. And David Cohn at 169. So Sandy is taking over that. Caldwell and Antonelli with 6 complete games. Kobe Lewis with 6 complete games. Kobe Lewis, we got to start talking about him too. 166 innings pitched. Johnny Antonelli, 163. We got Kevin Brown on the walks and Mark Burley. Both of those guys have been holding that position down. Chris Sale with the whip, as well as Johnny Antonelli. He's been good all season. But right now, it looks like that Cy Young will go to Randy Johnson and Chris Sale. And the MVP, still Willie Mays, is running away with it, it looks like, in the National League. And Mookie Betts is just about doing the same thing in the American League. Let's go to the Nationals because they are in a good position too. We're going to follow the Nationals through August. 10 games over 500, not a horrible month, but let's see if anything got shaken. Oh, it was a horrible month. It was dreadful as they fall out of first place all the way down to 4th as the Marlins take over. And now the Braves and the Phillies are both a half game out of first place, and the Nationals are 3 games out. They got to get a run going in September. The Brewers are up 2.5 on the Cubs. The Diamondbacks have a 7.5 game lead on the Giants. They are pretty much walking away with this. The Braves and the Phillies are in the wild card. The Red Sox have what? The Yankees fell. The Yankees died in August. And the Reds, Mookie Betts is going to win the MVP. Oh my God, the Yankees are a game under 500. What is happening? It's the pitching. The Twins are pretty much wire to wire here. 4.5 game lead. You don't sleep on the Twins. The Angels are about to clinch. 18.5 game lead over the Rangers and the A's. It's about to be over. And the Rangers and the A's are the wild card teams. But so clearly the American League West is the best division on the planet. So don't go there. Don't even go there. We got to go back to the Yankees. We got to go back to the Yankees and just see if we might have to go to the Diamondbacks maybe for something else. But it's looking tough for the Yankees right now. I had higher hopes for the Yankees. I did. I thought that they would get something done here. They're not getting it done. Altuve is having a year. Willie Mays is back up leading the league in hitting. He found himself in August. 36 home runs, 126 driven in. He's gonna win he's got to win the MVP. He's passed his teammate up. He's got to win the MVP. Altuve has 176 hits, y'all. Just I just thought I'd tell you. Knobloch has caught McNair for doubles. Cepeda's there with doubles with 46. Juan Soto has 9 triples. Ichiro still has 11. Konerko with 38 home runs, leading the American League. Willie Mays is leading the National League with 36 home runs. Willie Mays is winning the Triple Crown right now, y'all. I just wanted to let you know. He's winning the Triple Crown of the Ultimate World Series. He's leading the National League in hitting, home runs, and RBI. 126 RBI. Luis Gonzalez has a 104. But look at Garrett Anderson, 118. He's not having a shabby year himself, guys. He is not. Mookie Betts with 98 runs scored, same as Willie Mays. Mario Wilson's 56 stolen bases. He's only hitting 268, but if he get on, he's stealing something. That's just what you need to know. Chuck Knobloch's having a great year. 294, 57 driven in, 41 steals. I think he's leading the league in doubles, too. He's doing it. Leading the league in walks. He's having a heck of a year. You might have to look at him, too, for MVP in the American League, because his team's in first place. They've been in first place the whole year. So that should count for something. On base percentage, Todd Helton, he's having a good year. Mookie Betts, look at him. Look at Mookie. Mookie leading the league in slugging percentage as well. Willie Mays is there for the National League. Willie Mays for OPS, Mookie Betts for OPS. Chris Sale has 17 wins. I think he has a really good chance to get 20 wins. Scott Erickson has 16. Randy Johnson with 17 wins. Mike Caldwell with 17 wins. Schilling with 16. These Diamondbacks, they're serious. Rob Nen has 49 saves. Troy Percival with 44. Chris Sale with the ERA in the National League. Jake Arrieta, and he's not getting any runs. He was 7-7 last month, and still leading the league in ERA. How is that even possible? Homers allowed. Mike Caldwell only 8. Gene Bearden only 11. Shutouts. Dan Petrie, Jimmy Key, and Alexi Ogando, and Kobe Lewis all with 4 shutouts. Cole Hamels now has company with Ruben Gomez and Johnny Antonelli. The strikeouts, Sandy Koufax with 233 strikeouts, leading Randy Johnson by 3 strikeouts. I don't think either one of them are going to get to 300, but they're doing it. David Cone with 212. Complete games, Mike Caldwell. Come on, don't sleep on Mike Caldwell. This year he is having 17-5, 2.41 ERA, whip under 1. Kobe Lewis with the 6 complete games. Kobe Lewis leading the American League in innings pitched. Johnny Antonelli is the only guy so far in the majors over 200 innings pitched. Kevin Brown with only 24 walks. Mark Burley. The whip here, Kobe Lewis with an 0.96 whip. Mike Caldwell with an 0.98 whip. But I still think right now, if you're going by the WAR, Randy Johnson's probably going to win the National League Cy Young. And David Cone is edging Chris Sale right now in the American League. But he needs to edge his Yankees into the playoffs in the last month of the season. It's getting bad right now. Mookie Betts looks like he's going to win the American League MVP, and we already know Willie Mays is doing special things. I know a lot of people hate the Yankees, but it's only right that this team come on, y'all. Let's do something here. All right, we're going through this is it. This is it for the Yankees. 68 and 69. They got to get something done, y'all. They got to get something done. I don't know what they're going to do, but they got to get something done. Oh, that's not going to get it done. 80 and 82 is not going to get it done. They are not. I cannot believe that. That is crazy to me that this team just flopped out. They finished second in the division behind the Red Sox. I know you hate it. But the Red Sox are going on to the postseason, and the 1998 Yankees are not. Wow. I'm flabbergasted. The Twins win. They led wire to wire. The Angels they clinched the best record in the league with a 104-58 record. They pretty much led wire to wire. The Rangers and the A's do get the wild card. And the Yankees missed it by 7 games. They weren't even close. The Braves win the division, and Marlins get one of the wild cards. The Nationals just fell off, just like right at the end, just died. The Brewers, the Cubs didn't make the postseason. I'm gutted. The Brewers are in, and the Cubs are not. And the Diamondbacks had the best record in the National League, 162. Neither I said that the Reds and the Yankees would be in the World Series, and neither of them even made the postseason. I don't know what I'm talking about. at all. Not even a little bit. So we got to look at the league leaders. This is the final league leaders. Josh Reddick wins the American League batting title. He beats out Jose Altuve, his teammate, by 4 points. National League, Willie Mays wins the batting title by 1 point over his teammate. Did he win the Triple Crown? In hits, he led the league in hits. That's not part of the Triple Crown, but he did. Only Altuve and Ichiro and Mulhouse are the only players who went over 200 hits. Doubles, Orlando Cepeda with 50 doubles. Chuck Knobloch led the league in doubles with 49. Eric Manette just couldn't hit a double anymore. I don't know what happened. He just couldn't hit one. But Knobloch leads the league in doubles. He's got to get some votes for MVP. Melvin Upton caught Ichiro, who didn't hit another triple for like 3 months. And they both finished with 11. Juan Soto led the league in triples with 10. He had a great year. Didn't get 100 RBI, but he got a great year. All right, home runs. Oh, Willie didn't win. Willie did not win. Luis Gonzalez got hot as ever in the last month. Stole the home run title from Willie Mays. Willie Mays only hit 41 only. 46 home runs for Louis, 40 for Gary Sheffield. He didn't get it. Paul Konerko did lead almost pretty much wire to wire at home runs, 45 dingers. Too bad the White Sox were terrible in this simulation. Garrett Anderson, 131 driven in. He led the league almost wire to wire there, and Willie did in RBI at 141. So when you saw that he had 72 RBIs in the first 2 months, I thought he was going to get like 190 RBI. I really did. But he hit a slump and kind of leveled out. But 325, 41 home runs, 141 RBI is pretty freaking great. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But he didn't even lead the league in runs. What happened? What did Luis Gonzalez do in September? He went stone nuts. Took the home run and the run scored title away from Willie Mays. Mookie Betts with 115 runs scored. Stolen bases, Chuck Knobloch with 53. Mario Wilson leading 63. He led the whole majors in steals. Todd Helton with 117. Knobloch, I'm telling you, Knobloch's got to get some MVP votes. On base percentage, Mookie, but Knobloch's right there. Don Mueller led in on base percentage in the National League. Slugging percentage, Luis Gonzalez just went crazy down the stretch and stole it from Willie. Mookie Betts is there. He's there for OPS. Willie Mays at least did have it in OPS. He was able to edge out Luis Gonzalez. Randy Johnson and Mike Caldwell both win 20 games, 20-5 and 20-6. The Diamondbacks nearly had two 20-game winners with him and Schilling. The only 20-game winner in the American League is Chris Sale, 22-8. Let's see, saves. Craig Kimbrell ended up catching Percival and getting 50 saves, passing up Troy Percival there. Rob Nen led the whole way with 54, but Mark Wohlers did have 51 saves. ERA Arrieta, oh my God, I don't know what to say. 8-11, but he led the league in RBI. That it has to be like the strangest season in Major League Baseball history. I have to look it up, but that's crazy. Chris Sale with a 2.18 ERA. The homers allowed, only Paul Abbott only gave up 16, and Mike Caldwell only gave up 11. Shutouts, a bunch of guys just had crazy good Septembers, and they just took the lead in categories. Bob Ojeda with seven shutouts. Jimmy Key with 5. Strikeouts, David Cone did lead the American League in strikeouts, and Randy Johnson and Sandy Koufax ended up tying with 271. The complete games, Mike Caldwell, Johnny Antonelli, you got Rube Walker and Lefty Grove and Kobe Lewis. Innings pitched, Kobe Lewis led, and then we got Johnny Antonelli in the National League. Mule Haas and Kevin Brown both only walked 29 guys, and Kobe Lewis only walked 30. Kobe Lewis led in whip, and Greg Maddux led. He wasn't even up there most of the time. He ended up leading the league in whip. But it still looks like Randy Johnson's going to win the Cy Young in the National League. And Chris Sale should probably win it in the American League. Yeah, he'll beat out David Cohen, who was only 13-10 because the Yankees were snake bitten for some reason. The American League MVP should probably be Mookie Betts, even though I think that, and he's not even showing up here in the wins above replacement, I think Chuck Knobloch should be right there, but he's not. But Mookie Blaylock with 9.6, and then Willie will get the MVP. I don't see any other way that can. Garrett Anderson He did have they had the best record in the major leagues. And he hit 297 with 42 home runs and led the league in RBI. So I can't really say anything about that. But Mookie Betts not even in the top 3? Wow. I don't know. Willie Mays does win the MVP in the National League, but Luis Gonzalez Louis tried to take that from him. He was going to take everything. The Cy Young, Randy Johnson, his teammates finished number 2. Chris Sale, pretty much what I thought. The batting title, Josh Reddick won. Willie Mays won the batting title. The reliever of the year went to Byung-Hyun Kim, 48 saves, 1.41 ERA, 71 strikeouts. All right. Craig Kimbrell took the ERA award away from Wade Davis and Troy Percival with his 50 saves. The Hank Aaron Award goes to Willie Mays in the National League and Mookie Betts in the American League. Who they give gold gloves to? Jimmy Key got a gold glove and Joe Blanton got a gold glove. Tim McCarver gets the gold glove at catcher in the National League. Deona Navarro got it in the American League. I don't think that would ever happen, but okay. Boog Powell got the gold glove at first base. Keith Hernandez, we can definitely see that happening in the National League. Second base, Craig Counsell. Okay. Davey Johnson got it in the American League. Okay. Joe Creedy, we can definitely see that happening in the American League. Joe Creedy could pick it, but over Brooks Robinson. Was a little bit older Brooks Robinson, but Joe Creedy could pick it down there. Bob, no way, ever, how, ever in the world would Bobby Bonilla win the Gold Glove, especially not in the Ultimate World Series. That would not happen. That is not good. Jimmy Rollins gets the Gold Glove at shortstop. I don't know, over Davey Concepcion and Javi. I don't know. Derek Jeter gets it in the American League. Well, at least you won something. The Yankees didn't win nothing else, Derek. So at least you got a Gold Glove. Left field, Scott Pasetnik and Lou Johnson. I don't think that would have happened. Center field, Marquise Grissom. That would not. I don't think that would have happened. He was a good to fit. No, but not. No, I don't think that would have happened at all. Paul Blair, yeah, I can get it. I can dig it. Right field, Mookie Betts. Well, he won the last 3, so he should win this one too. He should get this one too. Roberto, yes. Now that is the most on point. I don't know how in the world David Justice is second or Jason Worth, but the right man got it. He didn't make an error the entire year and had 8 assists. Who else is going to get it? Silver Slugger, Jason Hirsch for the Rockies. Let's see, in National League. I mean, the American League was Carlos. Wait a minute. Oh, obviously, there's no picture here. So, the DH, Carlos Correa. Why was he DHing all the time? I don't even know why that was. But catcher Mike Napoli, he should have got it. Johnny Bench only hit 254, but he got the Silver Slugger for catchers. First base, Orlando Cepeda and Jimmy Fox. The Sluggers, second base, Silver Sluggers, Jose Altuve and Chase Utley. Third base, Hank Thompson hit 38 home runs. And Adrian Beltre hit 44. Shortstop, Lou Boudreau had a fantastic year. Too bad the Indians sucked. 319, 26 home runs, 83 driven in. Troy Tulowitzki in the National League. See, in the outfield, we had Willie Mays, Greg Vaughn, and Matt Holliday. And in the American League, we had Garrett Anderson, Mule Haas, and Bernie Williams. Not enough happened with you, Bernie, because I'm sorry, they do it differently. So it's Mookie Betts is the next one, and then it's Al Simmons. And so in the National League, Gary Sheffield, Luis Gonzalez, and Willie Mays. So that's more of how it goes. So the postseason stuff has not happened yet. It's time to get into the postseason portion of this simulation. Wait a minute now. I spoke too soon. I did not realize that the Cubs and the rest of the National League had not finished their season. So the Cubs actually did make the wild card. I hadn't finished it, and I was looking at a team whose season hadn't finished yet. So the Cubs just barely eked in and got the wild card. They're going to be playing the Marlins, which is a team who had a better record than them, and we have some bad postseason memories with the Marlins. Bartman, the whole just bad. It's just bad stuff. But we're gonna see what happens Wild card game. Jake Arrieta on the mound against Kevin Brown. What's going to happen? What is going to happen? The Marlins have won the National League wild card, and they're going to be taking on the Diamondbacks. They won 10-7. Arrieta did not have his stuff this day, clearly, because he got slapped around, guys. That's what happened. That's not what you wanted. That was not ideal. Let's see, in the American League wild card game. Now let's take a look at that playoff bracket now. So we got the A's against the Angels, and then we got the Marlins against the. You see, I'm not even tripping on it so much. I almost kind of knew that the Cubs weren't gonna win that wild card. I just kind of knew. I just kind of knew it wasn't gonna happen. Just kind of knew it wasn't gonna happen. At the A's against the Angels, the Marlins against the Diamondbacks, and we got the Brewers against the Atlanta Braves. This first series, let's look at the Braves against the Brewers, and the Brewers win 2-0. Shut them out. He went 8 2/3 inning. They came and got him for that last game, and that was that. All right, so now we got the Diamondbacks against the Marlins in their game one, and the Marlins beat Randy Johnson and the Diamondbacks in game one, 5-1. Whoa, that one was a little bit of a shocker. I did not think that they would lose that game. The A's, Howard Emke against Kevin Appier. And the A's destroy the Angels 12-4. 3 dingers for Double X. That ain't what you wanted. That's not what you wanted. Now we got to go to the Red Sox against the Twins. And we got Chris Sale against Jack Morris in game one. 7-0. These are not close games. The Red Sox destroy the Twins in game one. Game two for the Brewers and the Braves. And the Brewers win 3-1. Brewers getting it done. Game two for the Diamondbacks and the Marlins. Marlins already up 1-0. 2-0. Alex Fernandez. Look at the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks threw out there Schilling and Randy Johnson, and they lost both games. That is just deflating. To throw their 2 best pitchers out there and to come up short. That stings. We moved ahead. The series is tied at 2-2. This is for it all. The A's win 4-3. Huge game. Ooh, the Angels. Oh, you got to feel it for the Angels. After the regular season that they had, to come out there and lose 3 straight. 3 straight. It's frightful. All right. Here we go with the Red Sox and the Twins. Eduardo Rodriguez against Kevin Tapani. Eduardo Rodriguez gets the win, and so do the Red Sox 4-2. The Braves, the Braves are in a hole. They got to get this win with John Smoltz on the mound against Mike Caldwell. He's been great all season. Can they get it? Yes, destroyed them 15-1. That'll get it done. All right, 2-0. Albie Lopez, Tony Saunders, and the Marlins have already beaten the Diamondbacks' 2 best pitchers. Can they beat Albie Lopez? They do. And they have won the national. They swept the team that had the best record in the entire National League. They sweep them. That is not ideal. the Red Sox can close out the Twins, Nathan Eovaldi against Scott Erickson. And the Twins keep it alive 10-9. They eked out the victory, and they keep it alive to push it another game. They almost got swept. The A's leading the series 3-2. I don't know why they're playing 7 games. And the Angels win to even up this series. And now the Braves again have to try to hold off or stave off these Brewers, and they do it again. Kent Mercker, and they pull the series even to 2-2. All right, can the Red Sox close out the Twins here? The Twins are able to pull it out. Last time they got David Price on the mound, and the Red Sox get the finish. Knock out the A's. Knock out the Twins. The Twins had a really good year. Red Sox came on late and got it done. Game 7. This series is not 3-2. It's 2-1. I don't know what that series tied thing means. It threw me off for a minute. But the A's have a chance to close this series out and to upset these Angels. What happens? The A's beat the team with the best record in the entire majors. So the top 2 seeds are gone. The Philadelphia A's, who I almost didn't even put in this thing, have already beaten the Angels. All right, now this one is tied at 2-2. Game 5. This is it. Steve Avery against Pete Vukovich. Who moves on? The Brewers win Game 5, 4-2. The 82 Brewers didn't even win the World Series, but they are moving on. They have moved on. All right, NLCS, Don Sutton and Al Leiter in Game 1. And the Marlins win. They shut them out 6-0. If the Marlins go on, I am going to be just like, what? I'm just going to be like, what is going on here? Game 1, Rick Porcello on the mound against Lefty Grove. And the A's win 6-0. Game 2 for the Marlins and Brewers. This is crazy. This is a crazy National League Championship Series considering we're in the Ultimate World Series. And the Brewers win again. Oh, I'm sorry. The Brewers win. Now it's 1-1. Moose Haas got this, went 7 innings, struck out 8, got the victory for the Brewers. Now it's 1-1. The A's trying to go up 2-0, but they got to beat Chris Sale. And they could not do it. 1-0. 7 in the third innings, got great pitching on both sides, but the Red Sox are the ones who come out on top. All right, 1-1. Who's going to take the series lead here with Livan Hernandez on the mound against Mike Caldwell, who got destroyed in his only postseason start so far. And this time he did a little bit better. He does get the win. Ned Yost had a home run, 2 for 4, scored 2 runs and had a walk, and they take the lead in the series. Red Sox, somebody's trying to take the lead here with Eduardo Rodriguez against George Earnshaw. And Mookie Betts came up big. 2 for 4 with a run scored, a home run, 3 RBI, and his team has the edge in the series. Two to 1 lead. The Brewers can move to be within 1 win of the World Series, and they got it. 3-1 lead over the Marlins. The Brewers did not win the World Series in 1982, but they look like they are going back in the Ultimate World Series. All right, Rube Wahlberg against Nathan Eovaldi. The Red Sox can do the same thing, move within a game, and they can't do it. The A's win it, even up the series at 2-2. The A's are not going quietly. All right, can the Brewers punch their ticket to the Ultimate World Series? And they cannot. 9-8, close one. Moises Alou goes deep twice, and we are going to 6 games in that series. All right, series tied at 2 with the Red Sox and the A's. Who's got it? The A's take the lead, 2 home runs for Al Simmons, and now they are 1 game away from the Ultimate World Series. All right, the Brewers have a chance again. They got Don Sutton on the mound too. Can they get it done? They got it done. They're going to the World Series. Don Sutton went 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. Both of them earned, struck out 5, and they eked out the win 3-2. The 1982 Brewers. This is crazy. And I like it because I think you could probably simulate this a couple times and you probably get something different. But Milwaukee is in the Ultimate World Series. Who's going to join them? The A's could join them with a win right now. Or the Red Sox can push this to 7 games. And the Red Sox push it to 7 games. Brock Holt with a home run. They go into 7. Game 7 of the ALCS.
Here now the 2-2. And he connects with it. This one's hit deep out to left center field. But it bangs off the out-of-town scoreboard. And he's able to hustle his way up to second as he'll reach here with a 2-base hit.
Hey, this guy's having a big series in the postseason. It looks like to me that the moment isn't too big for him. He's slowing the game down. He looks terrific.
Yeah, absolutely. Postseason monster right here, having a huge series. Any big leaguer can have their moment mid-May, but to do it when it gets cold outside means everything.
Popped up. Nunez over to his right, and that ends the inning. 1 left for Oakland. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks. Now at the plate, Blake Swihart comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame. The 1-1. Is swung on and driven out to right center field. A ball that's well hit. And a high bounce will take it over the outfield wall, and he kicks off the inning with a ground rule double.
There's a deep fly ball. Doesn't quite get out of the ballpark, but it hits in the right spot as it bounces off that hard warning track and over the wall for a ground rule double.
In now, Andrew Benintendi. On a line, that's a base hit. And this will rattle off the base of the monster. Long throw to third. Throw won't get him. And now time is called here as their pitching coach is going to pay a quick visit to the mound to discuss how they want to attack things here.
He's thrown a bunch of pitches, and this AB hasn't been any different. Definitely laboring at the moment.
Hard hit toward the hole. And he tries to get to the backhand, but it gets on by. Notch 1 in the score column as the runner from third crosses the plate.
Hey, guys, he doubled up on that breaking ball. The batter obviously timed the first one. Second one, he was not going to let go. Good wood on that one, able to drive it for a base hit.
So now to the plate, Mookie Betts. There's a swing, and he sends a ball high in the air into left field. It bangs off the billboard, and it's out of here. So a 3-run blast to straightaway left, his second home run of the series, as the Red Sox break on top now 5-0.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with the numero uno, number 1, man. You got to get on the heater and adjust to everything else, and he did just that.
Here comes Bob Melvin now out of the Oakland dugout, and we're going to see a pitching change as that's going to do it for his starter here tonight. So he'll make his way to the dugout after working just 4 1/3, and he just didn't have his best stuff in this one. Number 14 takes the mound as he's been called upon to pitch. Hold on. Now the 2-1. And a fly ball. And this should do it. Bradley is there. And there will be joy in Beantown tonight. The Red Sox are going back to the World Series.
Well, congratulations to them as they're now the American League champs. They're going to celebrate tonight, and then they're going to have to refocus for a run at the ultimate prize, the World Series trophy. Can't wait.
Several good offensive performances in this one, but none better than the one turned in by the guy you see right there. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, he really made it happen with the bat in this one. You see here 2 hits and 1 was a long ball, so he has to feel pretty good about what he did here.
For my partners Dan Plesac, Mark DeRosa, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been the American League Championship Series.
All right, it has come down to this after the Red Sox pulled off that Game 7 victory to punch their ticket to the ultimate World Series, which is a crazy World Series in itself. I mean, the Brewers didn't even win the World Series their year, and they are still here. But the Red Sox obviously did. And the cool thing about this is, obviously, you know, if you were to take this roster and to do the same sort of thing, you will probably get a different result. If you took a team and controlled it and played with them, you probably get a different result. So that's the cool thing about it. But let's go ahead and start the Ultimate World Series. Simulating this first game we had, let me just take a look at the matchup first. It's Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound. He's 2-0 in the postseason against Moose Haas for the Brewers, who is also 2-0, and he's been actually even better with a 1.38 ERA. So who's going to take this first game? Whoa, the Red Sox bombed on Moose Haas, guys. They bombed on Moose Haas because 14-3, 20 hits for the Red Sox as they take a commanding lead here in the first game of this World Series. So we got to go to the second game, Game 2. Mike Caldwell on the mound. He has not had a great postseason. Neither has Nathan Eovaldi. So who is going to break through this time around? We got to check and see here. It is, we are scoring a lot of runs. Pitching is not at a premium right now. 15-5. The Brewers come back and even the World Series at 1 game. It's not going to be easy. Look at this 3-run score for Robin Yount, 3 RBI, 2 doubles, 2 walks. He was on base a lot. David Price on the mound. He's been shaky against Jim Slayton of the Milwaukee Brewers, who comes up as the victor in Game 3 to take the commanding lead. The Brewers, Ted Simmons goes deep, drives in 3. Neither starter figures in the decision, but a lot of runs continue to be scored in the Ultimate World Series. They cannot hold these offenses down. 2-1 lead. The Brewers come on, y'all. This is what's happening. The Ultimate World Series is just an ultimate crazy place. So Game 4. Rick Porcello on the mound for the Red Sox. He really needs to stop the bleeding and even this series. They cannot afford to go down 3-1. So what are we going to get here? Pete Vukovich on the mound for the Brewers. And oh my God, the Brewer onslaught just continues. 7 runs driven in by Cecil Cooper, 2 home runs. He scored 3 times. The Red Sox cannot control. They had that one game in game one where they were able to just bomb out the Brewers. But every game since then, the Brewers have scored a ton of runs. Game 7, they're sending the aces. Chris Sale with a 0.42. We saw what he did in game 7. You got to argue that maybe the Red Sox should have started Chris Sale before game 5 of the World Series. But you know, in MLB the Show, they don't kind of deviate. They just go right in line. So now the aces are up. Both of these guys have been almost lights out. So we're going to see what happens with this whole thing. This is going to be a huge game. We're in Fenway, so the Red Sox got to come up with a big victory. That's just really, it's just that simple. We're gonna find out if they can do it.
Now the payoff pitch home, swung on and driven to right, and no doubt about it. And out of here, and I mean by plenty. That ball was crushed. A 2-run blast to straightaway right field. His first homer so far in the series, and that gives the Red Sox a 2-0 lead.
When you're facing an elite starter, you know runs are going to be at a premium. I don't know if this shakes the starter's confidence, but you know what it does? It certainly boosts the confidence of the guys in your lineup.
Runs, 3 hits, and no errors for the Red Sox to this point. Into center field, line drive base hit. Long throw to the plate. Oh, but it's offline, so the run will score.
Hey, with that base hit right now.
Into the box now, Ted Simmons. Hit sharply on the ground to the left. And there's a base hit as that gets through into left. The runner scores from second. Ready with the payoff pitch. And that misses. Ball 4. A run will come in to score.
And this inning is a perfect example of how quickly fortunes can change in this game.
Started to go. Did he hold up in time? Yes, says the first base umpire. It's ball 3 now. Payoff pitch on its way. Down the first baseline. And this scoots under his glove. Oh, what a time for that. And this will not be close, and the run will score easily.
Hey, that makes this one a lot more interesting here in the middle innings, Dero. After being down by 1, big base hit drives in 2.
Yeah, that could be a huge knock right there, Dan, especially the way the bullpens have been throwing. They've been nasty. There's a lot of fuel out there, a lot of fire. Doesn't bode well for the offense.
At the plate, Ted Simmons. Oh, and look at this. High in the air and deep. And when this ball comes down, they'll have taken the lead. Home run. So a 2-run shot to left center, and it's now 6-4.
This is going to be one of those moments we look back on in a couple years when we relive this World Series. That swing of the bat late in the game to take the lead, huge blow.
A swing and a ball to left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. But not in time as the run scores and the lead is trimmed to 1.
And there's a good job of battling right.
Hit hard on the ground at first. And he'll take it to the bag himself, and they have won it.
Wow, World Series champions. The only thing that could have made this sweeter would have been doing it in front of the home crowd. But hey, they're not complaining, believe me. Now they can look forward to celebrating during the parade as they bring the World Series trophy home. What a moment for this team, this organization, and that city.
Back now on the show. It's all over, and you see the reactions there to the final out. And down on the field, we'll get a chance to watch the presentation of the Commissioner's Trophy to the new World Champs.
So that is it. The 1982 Milwaukee Brewers, who did not win the World Series their year, win the Ultimate World Series simulation. I don't even know. I don't know. But it happened. It just happened. You saw it happen. It just happened. And Robin Yount gets the playoff MVP, or the World Series MVP, hitting .444 with 1 home run and 8 RBI in the World Series through 5 games. So didn't necessarily hit for the power, but he definitely drove in runs. What a performance. What a crazy. This was just crazy to see them come up with the victory. And they didn't even win their own World Series, but it's crazy, right? Just as a recap over this whole thing, Willie Mays was the MVP of the season. The Cy Young was, he was the National League MVP. Garrett Anderson was the American League MVP. The Cy Young was Randy Johnson in the National League. Chris Sale in the American League, though he could not get it done. Josh Reddick actually won the batting title in the American League, and Willie Mays won it in the National League. Young Kim was the best reliever in the American League. Craig Kimbrell was the best in the American League. I'm sorry, Young Kim was the best in the National League. Rookie of the Year doesn't matter. Hank Aaron was, Mookie Betts was won the Hank Aaron Award in the American League, and Willie Mays won it in the National League. The Gold Gloves, as you can see those here, all pretty good fielders, with the exception, I'm not sure about Boog Powell there, and definitely not Bobby Bonilla. But everybody else, somewhat believable. Pasetnik got speed, but we don't know about the Gold Glove situation. And here are the Silver Sluggers. Mike Napoli. Hank Thompson got it. I think I forgot that. And there we go. Postseason MVP, which I think is pretty much the same, honestly. J.D. Martinez got it for the American League, and Robin Yount got it for the National League. But J.D. Martinez could not come through at the end of the game with the game on the base pass to try to extend that series. But it happened. It happened. So, I mean, I would say you would have to say that the winner of the World Series MVP would have, I don't know, you gotta say, was it Robin Yount? Was it Al? I don't know. I think you gotta go with Simmons. He did hit the home run that won the series, and he was playing well, period, anyway, even before that. Ted Simmons, he had 3 home runs in the postseason overall. Just, I don't know. I think it's got to be him. You could say Cecil Cooper, too, because he had a huge game, and he also had a huge game in the last. I don't know. It's probably Cecil Cooper, because he had a multiple home run game earlier in the World Series, and I believe he had a higher batting average than Ted Simmons did. So I'm going to go with Cecil Cooper as the World Series MVP. It doesn't really matter. The Milwaukee Brewers won the Ultimate World Series. So like I said, I encourage you guys, if you want to do this simulation on your own, you can see how yours comes out, or if you want to take control of one of these teams and see if you can kind of guide them to a World Series, you can. But I appreciate you watching as always. Don't forget to subscribe. I know the video was long, but make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you watching as always. God bless and peace.